Are you aware that about 800 women die daily in Africa? Hello everyone, I'm Chinyere Anyikeme. I am a feminist and an advocate of feminism. It is my pleasure to welcome you all to a new level of African feminist reawakening. The existential danger faced by African women in this era calls for a rapid and coordinated feminist response to this scourge before it is too late. It is true that women and the girl child are facing existential threats. Evidence has shown that femicide is on the rise in Africa, and not less than 10,000 cases of the death of women and girls have been recorded from January to August of this year alone. Statistics has shown that women are not only dangerously being subdued, but they are equally dying in the hands of a patriarchal setup. The girl child is not spared from domestic violence, rape, and all forms of societal dislocations. The implication of all this is far-reaching. In African continents, this scourge of anti-human designs are very much elevated to inhuman proportions. Quite recently, in Nigeria, a West African country, a woman, 45, a singer of Christian melodies, got herself caught in this web of domestic violence perpetrated by a husband who happens to be a pastor. This man died of not just physical violence, but of mental violence. She lost everything as a result of societal misdefinition of the concept of marriage. But feminism would have saved her. Feminism would have helped her take a survivalist step in defense of her rights against a narcissistic husband and in defiance to a compromised socio-cultural environment. It doesn't end there because this scourge of femicide is pervasive everywhere in Africa. Let me take you to Sierra Leone, a tiny West African country. The post-Ebola tragedy came with the horror of man inhumanity to the girl child. In this case, a bunch of beastly men gang-raped a 5-year-old girl to death. This sparked national and international condemnation that compelled the government to initiate a legislation imposing life imprisonment for the offense of rape. That is good, but the implication of this is that woman has to die before action can be taken by the authority, which is bad and makes the government complicit to these increasing cases of femicide in the country. But feminism would have saved this little girl. Feminism would have helped her in her innocence. If all Sierra Leoneans, irrespective of their sexes, are feminists, then this incidence of rape will reduce, as mutual trust will ensue, and this sense of gender superiority and inferiority will diminish. But we can conclude that the death of this little girl is an indictment on those humanity who refuse to propagate the feminist ideology. Let me take you to Egypt. This story of treating women as male chattel, often programmed for sex, is now gripping the soul of our humanness. Female genital mutilation is a prevalent ritual in Egypt and has led to the death of numerous women and girls with no visible consequences for the perpetrators of this crime. Quite recently, the media reported the death of a 12-year-old girl whose death arose from complications of female genital mutilation ritual. It has been established that 15% of femicide in this country is as a result of female genital mutilation ritual. Let me take you to Uganda, an East African country. These traditions of treating women as mere fleeting chaffs is now the new norm in the country. The Ugandan government has failed to give support to women of feminist nuance to address this issue of femicide in the country. Evidence has shown that two-thirds of intimate partner violence and family-related homicide are women. The United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees has corroborated the fact that women account for a whopping 81% of the 1.4 million refugees in the country, making women the most miserable and suicide-induced victims. Malawi, Zimbabwe, and other Southern African countries have their own sad situations that have seen their women reduced to not just sexual gadgets but are also condemned to early marriages and childbearing. There's also the persistent cases of workplace violence against women. And this is as a result of deep-seated gender divisions in the society. Cameroon Cameroon is a leading figure in its art of dehumanization. There have been cases of female child marriages from as early as 9 years to a later of 11 years. And this has led to increasing cases of birth complications, depression, and maternal mortality. When we talk about child marriages is one sin that tramples other man-made iniquities against women. And the feminist response to this particular scourge, to this particular crime, must be fierce. In general, gendering of women into extinction looks a very dangerous mission of the African patriarchy. This flurry of sad news across Africa inspired us to expand the frontier of the feminist discourse, leading to the establishment of African Feminist Rendezvous. African Feminist Rendezvous is a network of interaction that discusses at the intellectual level the concerns and the prospects of the feminist ideology. In this channel, we will be educating the public on feminism, men's rights, the feminist agenda, the achievement and the evolution of the feminist movement since its inception, the way forward for feminism in the 21st century. We will be discussing the nexus between feminism and the ecology. Our objective is to sensitize women in general and African women in particular about their rights, their cultural rights, their social rights, their political rights, that will stand against these increasing waves of patriarchy, leading to the rise of domestic violence that we experience today, especially in Africa. Our vision is to achieve a world devoid of gender compliance, a world where the dreams of the girl child will not be shattered as she grows up to become a woman. We aim to attain a standard society of equal rights and equal participation in all aspects of social, political, cultural, economic activities leading to our democratic journey. Our mission is to attain the minimum democratic benchmark with fullness of rule of law in all social arrangements by the year 2030. African Feminist Rendezvous is advocating, amongst other things, for the sustained, deliberate, and practical effort to halt this looming femicidal proclivity in the African society. We believe that little by little, step by step, we can put an end to the issue of gender divisions in the human mind. The girl child is our focus, and the woman the guinea pig of our experiment, as we journey into this new level of feminist conversation. Like any other discipline, feminism has come, but not without resistance. And this is as a result of the hatred for knowledge and an overwhelming ignorance on the part of women about their rights. But all this we believe will dissipate over time. We invite you to join this network of African feminists during the room by liking, sharing, and subscribing to our channel. What do you think about femicide in Africa? Let's hear your thoughts in our comment section below. Thank you for watching African Feminists during the room. Goodbye.